Bedoguk.
The amount, never mind. I'm going to start getting mean.
Look, you didn't grow up in the suburbs.
We're working him on a suppressor, and then we come to find out he's never owned a 308.
What is up, everybody? Jim to my right, Mr. Ryan Muckenhern across from us. And it is time to answer your questions. These are our viewer, listener submitted questions. We threw out an Instagram, and they've responded in kind with some absolutely fantastic questions. Pretty high volume.
Yeah.
Guys, we've done this. I think this is the third time we've done this. We generally kind of associate it with it just kind of times out like end of year, kind of holiday time period. Not that we think like, oh, this is our gift to you. We're going to answer your questions. That's not our intent. It's just kind of like
Kind of seems that way,
when
Mark.
we've done it. No, absolutely not. Why do I bring things up and then you like use my words against me?
I don't know.
Are you intentionally trying to agitate me?
Yeah.
It's working. Guys, we have some great questions here. Some of them so good and kind of like a little bit more in depth. We're not going to be able to answer all of them. That's number one. Some of them I think are going to be future podcasts. So the ones that I've highlighted here, theoretically, and now I know us, they should be a little bit more of a quicker answer. But all really good ones. And like I said, some, if you didn't hear it, there's a high likelihood that it might be like a future podcast.
Okay. Got it.
Are you guys ready?
Will it do that? Will it bounce that way?
I've done it once.
Oh,
okay.
Ryan is fiddling with the cube.
The cube.
I wish it was centered.
That is now
So you want me to move it, is what you're saying?
End.
Yeah, I know, but I don't want you to move it because... Oh, okay.
Guys, we have a lot of questions we need to get.
Let's do it.
Proceed.
Let's focus.
Don't let the cube fall.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan, what word did you use right before the podcast?
Was it a big one? Vesticular?
Bezoar?
Bezoar.
Bezoar? It's not bezoar. Bezoar. There's a ooh in the middle. Bezoar.
What is it? So I don't have to look it up later.
Well, it could be a couple of things. It could be a type of ibex. It could also be what you would call a stone, bezoar, that resides in the stomach of rumens after they typically ingest hair or some sort of non-digestible material, and then calcification will occur over it. And then upon death, if you raid the contents of the stomach and you find this very round, polished stone, that's called a bezoar.
Well, if I ever find one, I'll keep it in my credenza.
Okay. It's kind of a thing in the whitetail world now because people have found them in whitetails, and now guys are like cutting guts to go find bezoars.
Just when I needed a reason to get into those guts.
I mean, it'd be cool if you found one. I've never looked.
Honestly, though, now you have a nice excuse because if you're cutting and then you hear that.
I'm just looking for,
You go, oh, hey, guys, nope, don't worry about me. Just checking for bezoars over here.
Just couldn't wait.
Couldn't help myself.
Boy, it's like finding a deer pearl. This one comes from J_Moore 2015. What is your guys' most used cartridge? Great question.
Yeah, that's a tough one, though.
Really?
I would say, yeah, for big game, it's probably a tie between 308 and 6.5 Creedmoor. I run those two a lot.
Jim, you're pretty consistent with the 308.
Yeah, once I got my BLR, I found my forever gun.
Now for hunting, I guess you're talking because you got all sorts of, and then you just shot a deer with a 300 Blackout, though.
I did.
But it's not your most used.
Also shot a deer with a 308, though.
I did shoot a deer and a coyote with a 308.
Oh, that's true.
That's right. You got that nice coyote, too. We didn't talk about it yesterday.
Oh, that's all right.
True. But most used.
Save it for another time. We gotta go. We gotta do coyote camp this year too.
Oh, I am 100%.
Did you say yours, Mark, or did you just say ditto to the 308 and 6.5?
No, I didn't. I'm going, and I got to split it. 6.5 Creed and 300 short mag.
Oh yeah, of course.
I just use both those quite a bit. Probably 300 short mag more. Actually, I've killed a lot more stuff with that.
See, the nice thing when you say those two is I feel like those two are unique. More unique from one another than Ryan and I saying 6.5 and 308.
Those are pretty close.
They're fairly close.
Yeah.
But you having the 6.5 and the 300 short, it's kind of like you do have two distinctive options. Anyway.
Here are some examples of bezoars.
Good. It's not as that one's prettier than the one that one.
When you cross section them and cut them, they often have some spectacular banding.
Yeah, one looks like polished, and the other one looks like
so it's like a cherry burl
fossil
inside of a deer.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it.
Dakota Redmond says, where would you recommend for someone trying to get into Western hunting, get their information?
Where they get their info.
Get your info. Yeah.
This podcast.
Couple of good resources, like as long as I've been doing it, and Mark, as long as you've been doing it. So I started hunting the West in 2007. Mark, you'd have been born in it.
Yeah, kind of. But I definitely didn't expand my horizons until probably about 2002.
I would say that one of my go-tos if I'm looking, and again, I'm getting pretty specific. Like I want to know, say, draw odds, success rates, unit feedback, and then kind of what to expect is Hunt and Fool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good, number one, good publication. Number two, great website resource. There's some good...
Great magazine.
Yeah.
And the print quality is just always top-notch. And the smell, the magazine has a smell to it.
Yeah.
Probably not something you should really like.
Yeah.
It just, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the ink, maybe it's the paper, maybe it's the combination.
I think there's some good forums out there too. You got to be careful with forums. There's a lot of opinions on the forum.
A lot of opinions. Yeah.
Yes.
I hate when you're looking for an answer on a forum and 99% of the comments are, well, I haven't done it, but I think.
Yeah.
You're like, well, you're not.
Or when
that's
you're
not
looking,
who I'm asking.
or when you're looking for a specific topic on a forum and it just completely devolves into an argument about like football.
Something I'd also say too, not to cut you off, Mark. We work really close with like state game and fish agencies on like everything from equipment to foundations and programs, right? And especially like I work really close with the South Dakota Game and Fish, and on both of those things, equipment and programs. And call the local game warden. Those guys and gals are in the field 5-7 days a week, and most of them are super excited to talk to you about stuff. And I was fortunate enough through here to develop a relationship with South Dakota Game and Fish and Parks, and then a couple of officers, Keith and Edgar.
Came to your door.
Yeah, Keith and Edgar specifically. And I correspond with these guys on the regular, and I hit them up for intel on birds. I've hit them up for intel on pronghorn, on deer. What's the unit looking like? What's the weather been like? What have you been seeing? And they're not going to give me the spot. They're not going to be like,
right,
there's a slammer right here. And I wouldn't want that either.
Mm-hmm.
But the boots on the ground people are the best resource for it.
I would say yes, great resource. I would also say do some of your own research and legwork before you make that call.
Sure. And
go in with at least what you think is a good plan and bounce it off them, not just tell me where to go, tell me what to do, tell me where,
Also, don't be afraid to fail.
I mean, that's true too, right? Couple other resources, Go Hunt, I think is a phenomenal resource.
Yeah.
Like you said, Western tags, draw odds, they have filtering systems. You can really glean a lot and kind of let it know what you're looking for. Like, hey, maybe I'm looking for maybe this isn't for this person, right? But I've got 20 points in X state. I'm looking for a trophy bull. Boom, boom, boom. It's going to give you some suggestions there. I'm looking for an opportunity hunt, and you can just get a lot of really good information there. And there's good information on your kit and things like that. They sell gear. So there's just a lot of tie-ins there. Cabela's tags.
Yeah, Worldwide Trophy Adventures.
Mm-hmm.
I've been a WTA customer since 2009.
Mm-hmm.
I got my portfolio renewal email yesterday. I emailed my guy Eric over there, who I've worked with forever.
I used to work with Eric at my Cabela's days. Great guy. We'd eat lunch together often. We hunted together often.
Yeah, and I said, hey, I'm interested in upping my odds for Idaho moose. Earlier when we had talked, I said, I don't want to get eaten by a grizzly bear. He's like, do you want to kill a moose? And so we're going to look at some unit shuffling there. And those guys and gals over there, most of them have done the hunts. And if they hadn't, Mark Peterson probably has.
Yep.
And so there's intel on the hunts they offer that you can buy, but there's also just massive resource on how to do the application. They'll walk you through it or they'll do it for you. And then what you should expect, levels of physicality in the area. In fact, when I first started applying for New Mexico for elk, I get a phone call. And the question was, do you smoke and are you in shape? Because I killed a bull in there and it took me 3 days to get it out. It's like, cool, I'm in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a good resource. Good point, Mark.
Well, and those guys can help. The application process can be difficult to navigate, right?
Big
so
time.
they can, you can hand that off to them, let them know, like, again, this is what I'm looking for. These are the types of hunts I'm looking for. These are the states that I want to apply in. Boom, they take care of the rest. Hunting Full, I think, does something similar to that. So some really good resources. As far as, forums, I think Rockslide is a good Western hunting forum. So there you go. There's a handful of things.
I would add, I know many people that I've spoken to east of the Mississippi, and they talk about Western hunting like it is, I think it gets hyped up so much that it becomes larger than life and it becomes very intimidating. And I would say that there comes a point you do need to do research before you go, because if you just get in your vehicle and start driving west and expect that you're just like going to just fall into a hunt, it's probably not going to happen. But at some point, grab like a good buddy, but at some point you got to just go. You got to like decide on one that you feel, you're like, okay, and then just go and do it. Like, find a buddy to go with you so that at least even if it's a complete disaster, like, you then have somebody to share that experience with. So
just go, man. And like Brian said, like, do your best, do your research, hunt hard, get in shape, but also be okay that this, success might be a multi-year endeavor.
Oh, yeah.
And you'll learn so much more when you actually go than if you are just on a computer the whole time.
10,000%. Ryan, this is mostly for you. Bees Churger 296 says, what's the second best Tool album? Second best.
Oh, that's tough. So for a long time...
No, there's so many good ones.
For a long time, I ranked Lateralis as number one. And to a degree, I think it still is. Tool has gone through some metamorphoses or metamorphosi over the years. So like Lateralis... Point blank, that album saved my life. That album is so significant. I think to a lot of people on like for me on a personal level, and also for a lot of other people. And it really was where you heard, I think for the first time, Tool turn into what Tool is. Now I think if Maynard heard me say that, he'd punch me in the mouth because he's always been Tool, right? But that, like, to me, that's where it really hooked up. And I like Undertow, and I think it's an awesome album, and I like all the albums, I guess. 10,000 Days was also pretty radical. Great album. Their newest album, though, it almost usurps Lateralis.
So that is a good second best option.
It may shove Lateralis into number two, but Lateralis is so special. It's so special. I remember where I was.
So you think that their newest one might be the best?
Not often the case.
Yeah.
It's tough. So Tool was off Spotify forever. And I remember where I was.
Oh, they kind of had a thing.
Yeah. I remember where I was when they got on Spotify. I was coming up County Road K on the way in from Mazo, and I hit
second best Tool album.
Okay, so I'm gonna go with just because Lateralis is so good. Oh, Mark, that's hard, man.
Do you need to sit on it?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to do.
We rarely stump him.
It's so good. I'm looking at my playlist right now, and it's okay. Fear Inoculum that's their most recent, it's more relevant today. Lateralis.
Okay, so
I can't
pick.
Second
best Tool album.
Okay.
Apparently, it's fine. This is one of those questions that I should have put on the full length. It's its own podcast. We'll get back to it.
We need
The
Ryan.
answer,
Ryan
okay,
just
the
needs to
answer
have
is Lateralis is the best Tool album for your Inoculum second.
Mark and I need to force ourselves to sit through. Maybe it won't be forcing a full. We just need to listen to every song from Tool, every album, and then we're gonna have a podcast about it. But mostly just going to be us listening to Ryan.
On an episode of Spaghetti Shootout, I feel like a comment I didn't get enough credit for.
Oh no, it was really good.
Is when I said
Tool.
I told MC Ryan, play Tool by Mastodon.
Here's the deal. I'm gonna just let me summarize this. Lateralis. Okay, here's why I'm gonna pick Lateralis as the number one for your Inoculum as a second. Lateralis is one. The whole album is one thing. It's one song. It is a journey. And I mean that. And it's
answer is a journey.
Next. You listen to gangster rap, by the way.
Oh, you want to go on a trip.
Yeah, you want to talk about a journey.
The amount, never mind. I'm going to start getting mean.
Look, you didn't grow up in the suburbs, okay? You don't know what it's
neither
like.
did you, pal. You grew up in
I did grow up in the suburbs.
Grew up in
That's a joke.
In the suburbs.
Yeah, where he grew up, there's alabaster pillars and gates that opened up and lions that had water coming out of their
Don't you know that's the prime demographic for gangster rap?
Yeah, exactly.
Polo shirts.
Dude, there's a lot of weight.
Shoes.
There's a lot of weight on your shoulders that comes with that. Okay.
Yeah,
okay. Wade _Messner. I like this one. What is the one cartridge you don't currently own that you want to add to your collection? This is an easy one for me.
Okay.
Mark, please.
308. Can you believe it?
Smokes.
Get out of here.
Can
you don't
believe
have one?
It? Nope.
You don't own one?
Nope. I've got like 7 6.5 Creeds. Somehow. I don't even know how it happened.
You have owned one?
Never. Ot 6s, 300s, 6.5
Oh my
Creeds.
gosh. We've been working this guy for an AR forever. He finally gets one after I don't know how many years. We're working him
I had an AR when I got to Vortex, Jim.
We're working him on a suppressor, and then we come to find out he's never owned a 308.
Who is Mark, really? How did he get here?
What is Mark is more
he
like
should
the question.
probably be suffering from a significant amount of imposter syndrome right now.
Oh, cripes.
No, I don't know how to feel dressed a deer.
Here?
Like, that's the same thing.
Seriously.
I said that in, I was open and honest with you guys. And once again, I pay for it.
I was expecting, everybody expects when you hear that cartridge something
Why
obscure.
do you think that I said that's the one that I need?
You should have come up with something more obscure because now,
gosh,
Jim's
Vortex
just
Nation.
pissed.
Okay, what's your answer? Enough about me. Let's talk about you. What's yours, Jim?
A cartridge that I don't own that I'd like to own.
Yeah.
That's tough because I own a lot of random ones. I can't think of off the top of my head.
Nothing's jumping out at you.
I don't want a 300 WSM Wisdom.
You should.
I don't. Why don't you go?
6.5 by 54 man like a show now.
That was fast.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, exactly.
I don't own a 6.5 bitch cat. There.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
I would like to own one.
Stay tuned, James.
Vince Wowerly, I don't know. Oh, boy. What is the best Mastodon? I'm just kidding.
That's easy.
Tool.
Emperor of Sand.
Okay.
Actually called.
Not his question.
Okay, Mark.
Not his question, not mine. What is the best 22 pistol, and why is it the Ruger MK4? Tactical with a suppressor. P.S. Mark needs a suppressor. He's right. Yeah.
The answer is the Ruger Mark series. And the Mark IV, because you don't need a degree in mechanical engineering to take it apart and put it back together.
I see.
Yeah.
Is that the one that you have that I shot?
Yeah. Yep.
I really like my Taurus TX22.
Also a really good pistol.
It's a really cool one.
Very ergonomic, high capacity magazines, not limited to 10 rounds. Very intelligent optics. Feels like a real pistol.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess I've never really had to take it apart.
No.
It's you put your red dot in a slightly obscure location on that gun, but
yeah, it's weird. It's over the barrel hood, but
it doesn't really. You don't notice it when you're shooting it.
do you have a Ruger Mark series?
No, I never have.
So I have an original Mark. I have a 2, and then a 3, and then I can say 4 of those things. The Mark IV is capital. It's a good pistol. Shoots very well. Mark was hitting. It's like 180 yard steel with it.
I thought it was like 100 yards.
No way for
always
this. How
embellishing.
far is the steel from the platform
to like the last one?
to the fence line? That's just shy of 200.
That's the 150.
150. Mark was sitting there.
So were you. It was crazy. Right, wrong, otherwise, I'm going with the Browning Buck Mark Hunter.
Wrong, but go on.
I like it. God,
when in doubt, for Mark, when in doubt, Browning.
Jim, ask Mark to see the notes.
Ryan, look how many we have to get through. Please? I put a lot of work into this. Chris.Adams.336717. What is your favorite cold weather gear on long sits? I generally just wear all, and I mean all, of like my Western hunting gear, from base layers to puffies to soft shells, and I combine it. However, I will say that something I've longed for a while would be like a good set of bibs.
Bibs are coming back.
Yeah.
I'm not wearing my bibs right now, but I just took them off before I walked in here.
If I was doing more cold weather hunting with like decent walks in, like I'd bring a set of bibs with me.
I gotta say, I guess I'm not sitting, but I'm in the cold weather a lot, and Arborwear makes some.
Sure.
You were wearing an Arborwear yesterday.
I wear Arborwear every day.
You had an anorak on.
When it goes down below like 30 degrees, Arborwear every single day. They have their super heavy duty hoodie. And if you wear a this shirt with that hoodie and then you just have a jacket over it, you are fine.
I think Kuyu's making a good set of bibs now too.
And then Arborwear has great fleece lined pants.
Proximities. Yeah. Is that what it is?
I think so, yeah.
Fleece line pants are also a game changer.
They are.
Sure.
Yeah. For me, it is also so I wear predominantly Kuiu. What's that First Light that's like super puffy?
Oh gosh, I don't have the name of it, but that is a extremely honorable mention of their lineup, because that is when it's really cold. I got about 17 puffies. That's the one that I bring.
It is that thing.
Whatever the big one is.
Yeah, it is. I have done some insanely cold sits in that, and it's so thick. Like, it's not dense because it's downfilled, but the loft is so extraordinary that it's like impermeable. Like, and I goofed up one time. I put a shell over the top of it, thinking that I needed a wind layer, and compressed it. And then
you're gonna ruin it.
Yeah, so I took it off, and it was just a South Dakota hunt. I want to say ambient temp was somewhere around 19 degrees, and the wind was just nuts. And so we're at a wind chill of below zero, and I sat out there with that thing on. I think I had like 2 layers of merino underneath it. And I was comfy. My legs were numb, but my torso was in good shape.
It's at my desk. I wore it in today. Gosh, I can't remember the darn name of it, though.
That one's pretty good.
First Light, puffy, the big one.
I will say
one more mention. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, I will say you can live with just about anything as long as your feet and your hands are warm, which I know is actually opposite of what is in fact true, because it's like keep your core warm for sure. But in terms of mentality, if Mark, I'm like you, I also have zero circulation in my fingers and maybe toes. But if your fingers and toes are pretty decent, you can live through almost anything.
Yeah.
Another honorable mention is the Lester River Bushcraft anorak, which is a extraordinarily heavy wool anorak. I call it my smoking jacket, and it's I have chopped wood in negative temps with that on, with nothing underneath it, and sweat.
Yeah, well, you're chopping wood.
The puffy that I think is the most versatile, though,
Chamberlain.
The Chamberlain. Yeah, that's the big guy. The Kuiu, I think it's the Super Down Pro.
Yep, got it.
That's like
I have the Super Down LT and the Pro.
Yeah,
and the Pro is a little stronger face material, a little heavier fill. I think it's an 800 fill. I might be wrong on that, but it's.
I think it's like an 850 fill power, but like there's definitely more ounces.
Did they ask for sitting?
On long sits, yeah.
Go to Blaine's and just get all the Carhartt stuff.
Well, you're not wrong.
I mean, you guys are talking about like the most technical apparel in the universe, and you're just going to sit there.
All right.
Not that there's anything wrong with sitting. I like sitting and hunting is one of the times when it is hardest to stay warm, but like you don't need everything that you guys have just mentioned.
Well, you don't. I guess because I'm always like, well, what could I use it both for?
Yeah, it's versatile, but if you just go and sit in the stand, man, just go to Blaine's or Menards or
ZTHOM 20. Canning your wild game, yay or nay?
I don't do it. My grandma did it.
I haven't done it, but I really want to for several reasons. Number one, it's like already cooked, essentially, so you can just put it in something. You don't have to thaw it. It's shelf stable, so if your freezer goes down, you're fine. And, yeah, I just really want to, but I haven't gotten into canning.
It's a process.
Yeah, it's
a process, and you definitely want to know what you're doing. You don't want to get the old botulism. Nobody likes that. Let's see. Prima Sectus Firewood. Number 1, Mark, when are you getting suppressor? I don't know, TBD, stay tuned. I don't know all the typical answers. Ryan, describe the perfect bolt action for a New England hunter. Ring, scope, stock, barrel, caliber.
Hey, a New England hunter. We haven't heard from them a lot.
Head on over to www.eurooptic.com. Type in Tikka 308 Ranch. You will go ahead.
Oh, you kind of.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Tikka 308 Ranch. They make a 16-inch fluted barrel, fluted bolt. It's like a medium contour. It's basically the same contour as a standard Rough Tech, which is slightly lighter than a CTR, but heavier than a light. 16-inch gun. Did they say suppressor?
Just ring, scope, stock, barrel, caliber.
Okay. So if your state allows you to run a suppressor, that's a Mac Zenith. There's no question about it. If your state doesn't allow you, don't worry about it. Okay. Free American.
Boy, that 16-inch would be.
It is. It is pretty slick. Get it, as I said, in 308. 130 grain TTSXs are going to clock out of that gun at around 2940, 2950. If I was going to pick a scope, it's the Viper HD 2-10. I'm very partial to the presentation of the optic to the comb with a set of Tally 30mm lows. You can also go the easy button, run like a Picatinny rail on there, and especially if you're shorter than about 5'9", run a pick rail, Pro 30mm lows, that's SKU PR30-L. So Tikka T3X Ranch 16-inch gun, Viper HD 2-10. Either the Tally lows, 30mm, or the Pro Series 30 lows on a pick rail, and you're good.
I really can't imagine something
What if he's
better.
above 5'9"?
If you're above 5'9", the Tallies work really well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Question 3 from the same person.
Yeah.
Jimmy, what have you been up to? We miss you. For a minute, I thought you and Mark were on the outs, and you got voted off the island. Not the case at all.
No. Mark and I have always been good friends since Mark started here 15 years ago, 14 years. Have you hit the 1.5 yet?
I think I think if we looked at the numbers, I think I'm at 16 going on 17. If you can believe that.
Mark started at Vortex. I remember I walked in. I think we're going to be good friends. And then, no, so that's not the case. What have I been up to? We have a farm, and we're a ranch. I've been ranching. We have over 100 head of cattle, and going to do cow-calf. And we've done like some other animals, turkeys.
Maybe you need the ranch rifle then.
Chickens and things, but those are like, whatever, cattle.
It was a copious amount of work. What do you like? Whatever.
Yeah, they're just not as exciting as
cattle. A lot of blood, sweat, and tears into those, James.
We did 600 turkeys.
Oh.
Best turkey I've ever had, Jim.
It's very nice.
I've said it like 3 times.
Jim's chickens too.
I know. I believe you. I believe you.
It's just not one of those things because it was incredible.
Thank you.
Simply incredible.
Trying to get more cattle. Trying to get more cows. Trying to get a bull.
I'm not.
But then I'm still here.
Do not.
I'm still here. I just,
not
Mark.
milk a bull.
No. But Mark is.
Is it what is
Mark
that
moves
movie?
Mark moves at a breakneck pace. I can't always keep up. Sometimes I'm out dealing with cattle, and he's doing his thing.
Just in here asking Ryan questions.
It's nice to ask, though. Thanks.
B Bristow 49. If you had to come to Canada to hunt big game, which game animal, province, and why? I know the answer to that question. I've got an answer.
I don't even know anything about Canada.
Is this like the money doesn't matter?
Sure.
Yeah, it's got to be. He didn't say.
I would really, really like to go hunt mountain caribou, Yukon moose, Stone sheep.
You said one.
Oh, sorry. Actually, you know what? I
Yeah,
changed.
me too.
I changed my answer. I really want a woodland caribou. They're absolutely lovely.
My gosh, they are the blacktails of caribou.
They are so absolutely fantastically gorgeous. And I guess we're going to Quebec.
That's a really good answer. I like that answer. I like that answer because they're really cool and they're not like, I think typically considered like the most grand, right?
No, I get what you're saying.
It would be like, it'd be similar to somebody who like, I only like a person, like I've heard people say this, they're big mule deer people.
Yeah.
And they're like, why would you hunt a Columbia blacktail? I'm like, because they're absolutely amazing. Like if you're into blacktails, like you just are. Ryan, I think a lot of people would say like, oh, I'm going to hunt one of the sheep species, and they're not wrong. You know, like a stone sheep would be incredible. I am too sticking with the caribou, but I am going with the mountain caribou.
Are you?
There's just something.
They are grand.
They are grand. I think that they are probably they're my favorite of the caribou. I've never hunted caribou before, but if you said, Mark, you're going on one caribou hunt in your life, it'd be mountain. And if I was going to go to Canada, I think I would pick mountain caribou.
Huge vistas, like that. Where they live is like nothing else on the planet, which is cool. And they are a dramatic animal.
And the place, it's the place where they are too.
Yeah. The mountain caribou to me is akin to like the Sonoran mule deer, where if you thought you might be able to find a 36-inch mule deer, you do it in Sonora.
Sure.
And that's the mountain caribou. When I think of like, there's just something about woodlands, just the color, how their horn stains that cedar sap color, from rubbing on all those conifers. Are they beautiful.
I will say though, some of those, like a big mature mountain caribou, like their antler configuration too, it's a little bit different than some of the other ones, and I really like those too.
Jim, do you want to go to Canada?
I mean, sure. I just don't know anything about it.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean,
some really amazing places. I would like to drive across Canada someday, because it seems like a neat place. But I don't know I don't know how shooting something there works.
Bears
be cool.
Yeah. Kind of a perfect segue. WRG.outdoors asked, when are you road tripping to Alberta for some hunting? So maybe that's where we'll go. I don't know.
We're gonna need. We got to hook up there.
Oh, I can't read that one. It's a whole thing. It's fine.
You must.
We just covered it.
Now I really want.
Was it on
This
Canada?
was the one that I had highlighted. Actually, that it refers to Canada.
Oh, it was another Canadian.
Yeah, so you see.
Yes.
We'll get to that.
Okay.
Later podcast. Work beard. Favorite knives, everyday folders, fixed blade, vintage, first, etc. Like, what are your go-tos? I've got a handful of go-tos.
Mine fell out of my pocket in a skid steer this morning.
Dang it.
Oh, no.
I have been carrying the same ZT350 since Mr. Terry had given it to me on my birthday in 2015.
That's significant.
Yeah, and I lost it once. And I thought it was gone. And this is crazy. Somehow it came out of my pocket in mule deer camp. When we're getting the gear pile together to get loaded in the truck, a pack got set down on it. It hooked the molly web on the pack. Everything gets loaded into the truck. We disappear down the mountain, get to camp, or like our low camp, and we're like talking about stuff. And I'm just distraught because like this was a gift from Mr. Terry. This was a gift from Mr. Dan.
Oh, dear.
Ooh.
And like this thing has been with me that was 2014.
Yeah.
That was Santa Dan 2014. It's broken now. Pieces of it are broke. It doesn't matter. It has to stay with me. Oddly sentimental. Anyway, we're unloading the truck to put the respective gear into the respective trucks. And I see it dangling just barely on this molly web. And I'm like, my knife. Off it comes. This thing has been with me through a lot.
What luck?
Beautiful.
I dug a cactus out of the ground with this, and I still own the cactus. I don't own the cactus. Cactus is free to leave at any point in time it wants. But
Cactus says, you can't own me.
It's not being held against its will.
No.
Mark, you have so many different EDCs. Which one do you got today?
This is the one that I...
Hey, that's the one I have. Wait,
Yeah.
does yours have the... Yours is the gut hook, right?
Yeah. So this is
the Bear Creek.
Yeah, the Benchmade Bear Creek with the gut hook. Jim, I've seen you perform any number of non-gut hook things with it. But yeah, this is a really good EDC for me. I carry
It's a
it
fantastic
a lot.
knife. That's what's sitting in the skid steer right now, so it would have been redundant had I had it.
Other knives that I carry when I'm hunting, I carry about 3 knives when I hunt. But in my pocket, also a Benchmade bug out. Fixed blade, oftentimes go with an Argali. And then I have a replaceable, and I go with the folding Hogue.
Understood. With the safety Pez dispenser.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I carried a fixed blade for
That's
a long...
the best replaceable that I've used.
Sure.
Is that folding Hogue.
I carried a custom knife from a good friend of mine named Brad. He made it was called Flatlander Steel. As far as I know, he's not making blades
Take a picture,
anymore.
Brad.
But this was great. Fixed blade. It was a 154 CM steel. I cut up a lot of critters with it when I was on the elk hunt this year in Idaho. My new friend Randy, one of the guides, was disjoining my bull, and his blade broke in the dumbest spot. Like I could see tip breakage. It broke right in the middle of the blade. And it was a blade that he had a custom bladesmith build him, I think he said 25 years prior. And I mean, it like shut him down. Like I was so...
Dude, that's such a bummer.
Oh, I was so upset for him. And when I reached into my pocket and I pulled out my Flatlander steel and I said, this is yours now. And so it lives on. Randy's going to kill and butcher way more elk and mule deer than I am. And so I hope that knife continues on a tradition, is passed on to his children. So now I'm on a hunt for a new fixed blade.
I wish so badly that there would be more knives with gut hooks in them. I've entertained other knives before, and I can't stray away from a knife that has the gut hook in the back of it.
I'm going to show you a knife later.
Does it have a gut hook?
It's no.
Uninterested.
But I'm not keen on a gut hook.
Why?
They represent something that they don't actually do that well.
No. That's fine. I'm just saying it that's just what I know it by name. I could call it a utility hook for all I care.
And that's fine.
Because it's extremely utilitarian.
If you're cutting ropes or stripping
Stripped wires with
Yep.
it. I've also, you know what the big one is?
Huh.
My wife has the incredible ability to put a hair tie in our daughter's hair with unimaginable tightness.
Yeah.
And when it comes time to go to bed and the hair tie has to come out, that hair tie is not coming out in one piece.
Well, are they the tiny
if Daddy
little plastic
is in
ones?
charge,
Like the really small?
yeah, the like clear ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, there's no chance that that's still in one piece when
No.
I'm done with it.
And she's got a lot of hair too.
Gut hook, boom, done, doink,
Yeah.
to bed. I'm not messing with those things.
No.
The gut hook comes out so often.
Those are like disposable. Reiner's Agella. If you could magically Sammy one cartridge into a Peak alloy cartridge, which would it be?
I guess
He says he likes the 25 Crete.
6.5 bitch cat, just because I want it to be Sammied
Do you really?
in general.
308
Why that?
Winchester.
I'm picking 308 too.
Yeah.
And I don't have one, like I said.
Answers every question.
This one's going to be more of a longie. Okay, Ryan. Probably one for you. Planning the Yvonne BMT. Planning to buy a mini action and can't decide between 7.63 by 39 and the 6.5 Grendel. Help me decide.
762 by 39.
T.O. Plan is to use it for thick timber hunts, just plinking around.
Just plinking around adds a layer of complexity to the answer. Here's my thoughts. 762 by 39 is a delightful cartridge. It is odd enough in a sporting rifle context that your ammunition availability is for good ammo. And I'm not trying to dog on bulk ammo. Sometimes it shoots really good. It's not a 308 bore. You can have them made with a 308 bore. You will be loading that cartridge. If I was going to pick a better hunting round, I believe it is the 6.5 Grendel. If you just wanted to, quote Scott Holfelder, indiscriminately shoot trash or plink around, it's a 7.62 by 39. I would implore you to consider the 6.5 if you wanted a more honest hunting cartridge. And a lot of that has to do with the ammunition that's out there as well. So no question, the 7.62 39 is going to be more reasonable to shoot. That's great. Your ammunition variability is crazy. And you can get good stuff. You can get Hornady, brass case stuff with VMAX projectiles. That stuff is absolutely tops. You can get their new Sub-X line with that. You can get some good stuff from Privy. You can get some good stuff from S&B. Winchester still loads it from time to time. Remington still loads it from time to time. That's the outlier. The rest of the stuff is steel case lacquered, Berdan primed, odd, questionable quality. 6.5G, better. Yeah.
That's a very fair answer.
Yeah, that's a great answer. AZ_Bobcat. This is more, I'm just letting know. He says 6.8 Western revisit before the end of the year, ? Remember, it must feature all three commentators, Mark, Ryan, and Jim. Please make us proud, gentlemen. Stay classy, my friends. I don't know if we're going to be able to do it by the end of the year, but it's still on my mind.
6.8 Western was brought up a couple of times.
Well, because we chatted about it a long time ago.
I know we did. When it very first came out, we had an episode about it.
And I think it's a cartridge that doesn't get enough due.
Is that the same guy that every video, like the guy who's hounding you about a can, is he the same guy that always posts these eloquent, beautiful responses about 6.8 Western?
It's possible.
Okay.
But there was even more than just his about the 6.8 Western in this series of comments.
Oh,
yeah, there's a handful.
It's a great cartridge from a number standpoint. It's doing things that it's supposed to do and more. There are two ammunition manufacturers, and really there's one. And there's like two rifles that you can get it in.
Well, it's probably what he's saying is
That's probably why I haven't heard more about it.
Yeah.
Because it's like it came out.
You can get,
it was hot.
You can get an X-Bolt. You can get an XPR. You can get a Model 70. You can buy Winchester ammo. You can buy Browning ammo. That's your option. It's like 338 RCM, 300 RCM, and 375 Ruger. All three excellent cartridges. Absolutely tops cartridges. Single ammunition manufacturer, single rifle manufacturer. Until that goes, I
think that's why people who like the cartridge, and they should. It's a really cool cartridge, doing a lot of, and they pull their hair out because why?
Yeah.
Why isn't there more? Available?
You want the merits and attributes of a 6.5 PRC, but the capabilities of anything in the 7 class, you buy a 6.8 Western. If you hand load and you build your gun.
Sure.
Yeah.
Wait, you just said people make it.
There are a couple. There's a couple guns.
It's not a huge selection.
But the ammo.
Yeah.
You don't have to hand load, right?
No. You can get great ammo from those manufacturers. Barnes loads it now, too, I should say, in their reserve line.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Go on, Mark. Next question.
Nate_YO, rock, paper, or scissors? What's this guy's trying to... I'm not going to give him my trade craft.
Answer is rock. 6.8.
Always go rock. Let's be honest. In real life, rock beats any of those.
Yeah. I don't give out personal information. Sorry, Nate.
Answer's rock.
Lethal
weapon.
Clownold 50. Oh, we kind of covered this one. What's the easiest way to get started applying for out-of-state tags for those of us who are new? Yeah, Cabela's tags, Hunt and Fool, and then Go Hunt.
Yeah,
I'd look at those resources.
Go Hunt the place and also the action. Just Go Hunt.
More of a reminder for us. Tara Seraph. When will you do another 6.5 BC video? Stay tuned, I guess.
We've said stay tuned a lot.
Yeah, but we mean it this time.
We mean it this time?
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
we mean it.
It's
You
here's
better
what I'd
flip
say.
and mean it.
It's on a schedule.
Give
like
them,
it's on.
give them the kind of the preview.
What do you mean giving them a preview? So I mean we have dies.
Oh,
That's a good preview.
what else we got, Mark?
We actually have it on the calendar. That makes it real.
Do you know what should be here in about 3 to 6 weeks?
What?
Wait, what are we missing?
Say it.
A barrel.
Oh yeah.
Do you know what's here now?
Another barrel?
Wait, what?
An action.
Oh yeah.
We already have these things.
Oh, we're going full tilt.
I don't get when you say full tilt.
We're getting.
We're going full tilt.
We already have those things.
Yeah, we were here. Now we're here, Jeff.
Yeah.
You were ranching.
Yeah, but we have a gun that is it different now?
No.
Did we change it?
Nope. That's the same.
So, but you don't like that gun?
No, we do.
It's a great gun.
Oh, no. We're doing something different.
Yeah, there's a new gun.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's
Yes,
different.
It is.
Yes.
Is the cartridge the same?
It will be a 6.5 BC.
But
Yeah.
it's going to be different.
Barrels inbound. In fact, I was just speaking with Dylan at Preferred Barrels yesterday. Not about this, different things. And we're gearing up, man. Mark,
Something must be different because you're not just using the gun that we already have.
correct. Just a relic. That thing's got to be behind glass.
You're building something super lightweight, aren't you?
No, it'll be lightish, but it's not going to be.
It's
super
going to
light.
be perfectly appropriate.
Yeah. We're tentative, waiting on a couple of other small components to ensure that they fit correctly.
You guys build your 6.5 BC. I'm going to find someone else to work on my 6.5 BC because I guarantee mine is not. Mine
was
Jim's
gonna
going to get it
be
in a
like
lever
yours.
gun.
I was going to build you a 6.5 BC, but not anymore.
Well, you're going to build me one. You're going to put all these. Oh, look at this composite. Oh, look at this carbon. Blah.
Yeah.
I remember very distinctly
Yeah.
what you want.
Yeah, but you said those aren't any good.
Once I get done with them, they're good.
Oh, okay.
They're not good out of the box.
Okay.
I've learned that lesson.
All right.
Answer, stay tuned. We're actually making real progress this time.
If it's good, I want it.
All right.
Carl Volt. I think we've heard from Carl before. Great guy.
Oh, yeah.
Was that a spaghetti shootout comment?
I
Could
don't
have
think
been.
so.
Or
Could have been one of these.
I think it was one of the. I can't remember. Anyway, what's up, Carl? Answer no for me. Did you finally get a birth year caliber gun?
What's a birth year caliber gun? Is that as in what year were you born? Are you having to shoot?
I
Like
don't know.
a-
You guys were talking about getting like a gun. I think a gun with your birth year at one time.
Oh, the gun.
Well, he says a birth year caliber.
Yeah, that's tough because
So
like
that would be
the
like-
later in the 1900s that you were born, the bigger and nastier that thing gets.
Now, I'll say you could get a model. So, like, I could get a Winchester Model 88. I could get an
I
88
could get it. Wait, what do we have? What's our Winchester? A model.
94.
Oh, I've already done it.
Yep. Or 95. I'm
Dang
sorry.
it.
Yep. I have a 94.
95 ruins everything. You know how long I've tried to find a great birth year car? And everyone, they stopped making cool cars in 1994. They
Fair
made
enough.
none. And then they made them all in 95.
Soul Outdoors recently got a Tikka T3X light with adjustable cheek piece. What kind of mounting do you recommend in this case? And I'd say with the adjustable cheek piece, you've really opened up
Yeah.
whatever option you want.
Yeah. The Easy Route EGW one-piece Picatinny rail. Set of Pro Series 30 or 34 millimeter rings, low height. You don't need to go taller than that. The adjustable cheek piece is going to be just fantastic.
Yeah.
Bingo.
Underscore
Great rifle choice, by the way.
NRO SHT underscore. To Tikka or not to Tikka? That is the question. That's not really a question. Coupled with one beginner-friendly cartridge for most beginner needs up to deer. Man, I'd go with the Tikka Rough Tech 20-inch barrel 6.5 Creed or 308.
Yeah.
Mark is speaking specifically to the Euro Optics Edition Rough Tech Super Light. Another good option that'll save you a little bit of money following along the same lines as that is the Sportsman's Warehouse Edition Super Light, also threaded. That is very much the same, just less treatment. So it's not Cerakote, doesn't have the speckle paint stock, and it's just a standard T3X light stainless. I mean, heck, for that matter, there's not a darn thing wrong with just a regular T3X.
There you go.
Mark had a T3X light stainless, 300 short mag. It was unbelievable. And then you take the barrel off of it.
It did shoot like a house on fire.
He did.
Couldn't
So help
good.
himself.
Well, what would you do if you had a one-hole gun?
I will say I don't own a Tikka because I just like to bother you guys, but I have recommended only Tikkas to friends who say I need my first gun.
Yeah.
Bedoguk?
He's so damn good
We
at
need to have a
intros.
compilation of just Mark pronouncing people's YouTube handles.
He's
and
so
Instagram
good
handles.
at intros. When it comes to these, man, just
Okay, you tell me.
can I read it?
He doesn't want to give you the paper.
BDAUGAK.
Can I see it?
Oh, wait. What was the last? AK?
BDAUGAK. No capitals. All one pushed together.
B-Dog,
Lowercase.
B-Dog
AK.
Alaska.
Yeah.
Except he
B-Dog
spelled
AK.
dog kind of French.
Yeah. Seems
There you go.
French.
I'm just missing
Dog
the
it.
X. Yeah.
What and when is the next hunt you three will be doing? What rifles will you use? Ryan, please use the 338-06.
Yeah,
He loved the episode talking about deer camp. I love deer camp.
Happens to have been.
Greetings
You
from
already released
Alaska.
that?
Oh, well, I read the last part and I could have used that as a clue. You guys figured it out. Yeah, I don't know what we're doing next, Jim, but I did just give you that coupon for an out-of-state hunt that we could all go on.
I know. And yeah, I want to do coyote camp, and I'll just be shooting 223.
Yeah, I'll be shooting my 300 Wisdom or 6.5 Creed, depending on what we do. Ooh. Nick Brown 98, thank you for making your handle easy. Jimmy Specific. Right, I didn't ask you the question because you're using your 338-06. Jimmy Specific, what would you recommend as a good set of tire chains for general Western mountain hunting? Use the full-size pickup Tundra greater than Tacoma. Oh, this guy, he really does know what he's talking about. Already have good tires, traction boards, and winch plus gear. He's got all those things. So.
I was commenting with this gentleman because I got so excited that I couldn't wait until this episode.
I have the same question.
And I guess my initial comment was that I've never used tire chains outside of the farm on like implements and stuff. We have tire chains on our Toolcat, and but on the truck I have not. And I gotta say, so later on in the comments we found out that this gentleman was from down southeast somewhere. I can't remember. I think it was Georgia or North Carolina, perhaps. Anyway. And I had mentioned that I hadn't used tire chains before, and he said, "Oh, that's very good to know, coming from somebody who lives in Wisconsin, because he is from more in the southern part of the states." And so, yeah, I don't know if part of that maybe like when we talked about forums earlier, and sometimes you can find yourselves on forums and people start talking about things like they think they're crossing Mongolia or something, and when in reality you're driving on paved roads to a trailhead and parking your truck and walking in. That's something I've talked about before. I think people oftentimes tremendously overthink what it is that they need. But there are times where you need to do some pretty gnarly stuff. I think he described that he was going to be driving around the mountains, maybe some mountain roads, logging roads, that sort of thing. I feel like that, I mean, especially if you're driving from the southeast over, to the mountains. I guess he has mountains over there, the Appalachian Mountains, but I was assuming west. That's a long journey. You don't want to have like some super crazy, super swamper type tires that you're driving all that way. So like an AT or a good mud terrain that's not super overly aggressive would be nice. But I've talked about them before. Ralph giving a good shake. Like on my daily / farm truck, it's the Kumho Road Venture MTZ1s. They're mud terrain, as indicated by the MT in there, and they have a tapered lug. They clean really well. They grip really well. I find that they ride really well on the road. They've been plenty durable. And so that's a great tire. And we've seen, you guys were with me when we were in Nebraska, and we drove through snow up to the door handles.
Was that still the Kumhos on there?
No, those are just the
Were they
BFG mud
okay.
terrains. but they were the mud terrains, and I found that it's basically like if you find yourself on sheer ice,
nothing is good.
Nothing is good besides probably chains. In that case. So ice for sure, but snow and mud, having a good like tapered lug, something that cleans well, gets the junk out of the tread, so that way when the tire comes back around, it's got space to grip again. That is essential. And I found that like the Toyo MTs, these Kumhos, and those BFGs were pretty good. And I didn't have any issues with those. That's kind of like the Prom King BFG, like the ATs and the MTs. But the other thing that you need is really, in my opinion, you can't overlook a limited slip diff or, well, I don't actually know if it's an and/or thing, or a locking diff. Because it doesn't matter how good your tires are. If one starts to spin a little bit and then it just makes itself a little void that it just starts spinning in, you're done. And I mean, that could be in completely flat land that's just soft, wet ground. You're done. You're not going anywhere. So you need the ability to get both sides of your vehicle, of the driven wheels, spinning and locked together, whether it's an LSD or a locking diff. If you have just open diffs, that should be the first thing that you do before you even go and get tires, before you get traction boards, before you get winches, before you get all that other stuff. You have to get some form. You got to do something with your diffs.
On chains specifically, the first set of chains I had were like the old school chains before they started going to these cam lock designs that like don't take 15 minutes to install and leave you swearing with very frozen fingers. Those are pretty cool. I actually fairly recently went down a rabbit hole on finding an upgraded set of those. Watched some great video content, saw some torture tests done to chains, and it seems like you're going to land in two spots. You go to Amazon, you get one that's highly rated with a lot of stars, or you spend $600, $700 on a 4-pack. Yeah. And that's tough. The biggest thing, like, remember before spider bungees where you couldn't keep your chains tight? Apparently spider bungees are just super popular now. Like, get spider bungees.
I think that's what we have on the machine at the farm.
So I didn't. My first set of chains, and I deployed them maybe twice, and it was sheer ice, gravel roads, North and South Dakota, coyote calling contests or hunting. Just a regular bungee, a short bungee, trying to keep that tight. That thing, you get that tire going like more than 20 miles an hour.
Gone.
It's gone into the weeds. Or better, it hits your window and stays on the wheel and goes whack, whack, whack.
Oh, no.
These new cam lock chains, though, they seem pretty cool. And you can get a nice set for like $300.
Do you think those real expensive ones could be worth it?
It was inconclusive because, like, if you're going to break chains, you're going to break them because you're moving your tires too fast, or you get off of something that'll give like ice and you hit pavement.
Yeah.
And they either abrade to the point of breakage or they hit something hard enough that they crack, or you mistreat them, right?
Yeah. And that's the thing about chains is, like, so many people have gone absolutely insane places without them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And if you put them on, there is, so from what I've gathered from what people, I talked to Don. The rest of him is nameless.
Yeah,
that's how he stays.
That's the only name he has.
I was like, talk to me about chains, because, like, we got a question. And he's like, he said, I hardly ever have used them. He said, I've used them sometimes in the mountains. And when he says the mountains, he means beyond civilization.
I'm thinking of the Yeti from, or the Abominable Snowman from Monsters Inc. Welcome to the Himalayas.
Yeah, that's what he means. He's like, once they're on, you're invincible. He said, you feel like you cannot be stopped. And I believe that. But I think that people overthink it. I think if you think that you need to spend $700-800 versus $300, you got to think to yourself, am I the person who's using chains all the time? There's probably somebody who's listening who lives in just like absolute remote Yukon, Alaska or something like that, and they do put the chains on at the beginning of the season, and then those chains never touch anything other than snow and ice for the rest of the season, and they may want to get the nice ones, But for most people, it's like you're getting up to something and you almost are breaking out the chain just because you want to try the thing that you bought.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Or you're in a pickle, and that is, and this, it was a legitimate question.
Yeah.
Like, could this be worth it? Because when you're in the middle of nowhere and you're in a pickle, and you said at that moment, boy, how much would I pay for the thing that would actually work and get me out of this?
Yeah.
It's generally a heck of a lot more.
I think for me, my
than
cap
the
is
item itself.
$300 on some.
But I feel like a lot of people are going to be driving, and then they're stuck and they're up to the running boards or they're up to the axles in something, and that's not really the time to put the chain.
No, you're
like that's where the traction. That's where the traction
true,
board comes out. The go treads, like that's where you're getting out the winch. You're doing snatch blocks and all this crazy stuff, and you're doing recovery. So chains aren't. They shouldn't be a recovery tool. Because
you might put them on after you do all those things.
You may. Yeah, if you see more of what you just got stuck in ahead of you, you may think, okay, this might be time to chain up. But I think, having recovery gear, I don't know.
I'm going to throw this out there,
having the foresight, too. Like, if you're going somewhere you've never been before, it's kind of like, should I put the chains on? Should I not? You can't. I mean, go for it. I guess there's no, I don't know. I'm back and forth on it.
I've got a good buddy of mine who... to get to where he hunts, if it rains a little bit, it's a big problem. So he oftentimes is chaining up for mud.
Oh, yeah.
So he knows the place,
right?
And he knows that stuff about it, So I guess, if you're on an area, as long as like there's no, for some reason, like a prohibition on chains for whatever reason, like chain up, go for it. I mean, I guess I don't see why not. But also just know that people have gone some pretty wild places without chains. And, if you kind of have the rest of the equation set up pretty decent, I don't necessarily think that you're going to need them.
NMC Crite, C-R-I-T-E. I think you actually answered this in a previous question, Ryan. What kind of muzzle velocity does Ryan get out of his 16-inch 308 with the 130 grain Barnes?
2950. Actually, it's clocking a little hotter now. This last lot of 130 TTSX I got from Barnes, they're 2970-ish.
And those are hand loads, right?
Nope, factory.
No, factory. Okay. Yep. Red Label Shooter. Have we gone too far on caliber development? How many do we need on the market? And is it just the next big thing?
That's a brilliant question. And I battle with that personally. So I think cartridges are cool. Like there's something just neat about them, right? Like we're constantly pushing the envelope. But in the year of 2025 and 2026, we're going to see some stuff come out that is fairly revolutionary in technology. We already have 7 Backcountry. Sorry for the guys who don't like us talking about it. And I think we're going to see more stuff along those lines. I know assuredly.
Can I say something in regards to that,
Yeah,
Brian?
please, Mark.
Thank you to all the guys that came to our defense for
yeah,
talking about
yeah.
it. A lot of positivity out there. You guys know I love the positivity.
Is the 7 Backcountry new?
Yeah.
Is that a new thing?
Yeah. Released last January.
Some people didn't like it.
Well, we talked about it.
We spent about a week.
Yeah.
We did like a bunch of different.
But it warrants it, right? So I think what we'll see is not necessarily new cartridges, but refinements of old. And even in the past 5 years, we've seen bullet technologies improve dramatically. We've seen propellant technologies improve dramatically. We've gotten, like really good brass onto the market that is somewhat transformative to the performance of the cartridge. And actually it goes back longer than that. And a great example is like 30-30 Winchester Hornady lever evolution.
Sure.
It's transformative to the cartridge. New cartridges now, like I spend a lot of time thinking about cartridges, modeling cartridges, drawing them, conceptualizing whatever. You really can't do anything super new with brass cases and conventional bullets. And I think 26 is going to be the year of the HPC. That's the high pressure case, whether it's a single piece design or 2 or 3 piece design. Obviously, our friends at Sig Sauer came out with a 277 Fury some years ago. NAS3 technology is a thing. It's happening now. And, Federal's Peak Alloy. You'll see new cartridges, like new things that we don't have currently, like not 308, not 30-06. But cartridges analogous to them in shape or form factor or intended use, utilizing these new technologies, and they will be transformative to what that cartridge niche was filled by previously in a brass analog.
Yeah.
Is it the next big thing? Sure, it is. 4570 came out in 1871. You can still kill things with 4570. It's still relevant. So there's always room for that. I think this will be a big year, 26 especially, and what will be coming will kind of mold how we think about cartridges.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be dissuaded by something that's new, because it may be absolutely game changing.
In the same breath, it doesn't mean that what you already have isn't completely sufficient. It's going to do everything that you need it to do. But
I shoot a lot of 308.
Right. But to me, it's just fun.
It is.
Always looking for the better mousetrap, something to talk about. Speaking of cartridges, Middleton _outdoors.
Oh, yeah.
Hey,
Chuck.
8.6 Blackout, thumbs up or thumbs down?
I think thumbs up.
I'm very intrigued by that
up?
cartridge.
I
think rotational
energy,
rotational energy is real.
Yep. Terminal ballistics third eye.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say. It is. I think it's pretty neat. I think it's a cool cartridge.
I do.
Yeah.
What I'm personally undecided on is the platform. Do you know what I thought though? After this year deer hunting, Mark and I came to this while we were butchering.
Oh.
We're done shooting stuff in the shoulders.
Really?
It's a mess, man.
Yeah.
When we're working on
Because you keep getting these just devastating bullets, and then I'm guessing it's just bone fragment everywhere, right?
It's a thing.
A lot of bloodshot, a lot of bone fragments.
Yeah. The doe I shot was quartering away just enough because I tucked it right behind her shoulder. But the offside shoulder got juiced.
Is the idea to shoot behind the shoulder now?
Yes, and then
or
and the neck.
In the neck.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I've taken them. I'm not a huge advocate for neck shots because I think they can go wrong.
Oh, absolutely they can.
Yeah.
But I'd say in a very controlled situation, they're a great choice.
The thing about the front shoulder shot is that it's probably one of the most sure shots out there. And so when in doubt, take it. But I see what you're saying.
Yeah. So if I'm on a I'm going to use the word trophy hunt because I do that unabashedly. If I'm traveling to a distant land and have a lot of money and time on the line, and I want to anchor what I am shooting at, it's not that I don't have a precedence for the retainment of meat. I'm also there for a reason. I'm breaking shoulders, right? What I'm cooking in my head is I was thinking 300 Blackout bolt gun, super quiet because it's useful at the ranch.
I killed a buck with a 300 Blackout, and now it has you thinking, doesn't it?
Well, that and
I told you, I texted you when I did it, and you just said nice.
I was here. Or 8.6 Black.
Sure.
Making a dedicated 16-inch. I thought about ordering a Rex 10 baffle can.
Oh dear.
Oh.
Yeah. Just to think about that from the blind.
The wizard staff.
Yeah,
that'd be nice.
Like I'm saying, that's a controlled environment, generally shorter shots. Yep. Being very confident in your equipment and its precision that you know exactly where that bullet is going to go.
I think we should do it.
Done.
We could do, somebody could get 300 Blackout, somebody could get a 338, whatever that one is.
8.6 Black.
And then one person gets the 8.6 Black. What's it? It's
338 Federal.
ARC.
Oh, yeah. You can do that too.
You went through everything before you finally arrived at ARC.
Yeah.
It's like you've forgotten that it exists.
I kind of did.
Cameron, in the wild, if you could get a custom drilling made, what would you have it chambered in?
That's a doozy of a question. Two things. I am mostly romanticizing the use of a drilling on small game. And so part of me says 28-28-22 Hornet.
Ooh.
But then I also romanticize the thought of drilling on strolling through the northern woods of Minnesota, Michigan, Wisconsin, the Atlantic Northeast, and I think 1616 7x57R or 6.5x57R.
Mm.
You know what? If I'm going to do that, if I'm going to spend drilling money, it's going to be 28, 28, 22 Hornet.
You know what kind of pops into my head? And it's so vanilla. And like you said, it's kind of like, why would you do that if you're going to get a drilling, but it's 308 and 20 gauge?
That's 2 barrels. What are you doing for your third? Are you doing 20/20 308?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And you just got like your deer and grouse especial.
It just works.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not wrong.
It's like you said, or it's just kind of like...
Very utilitarian.
It's utilitarian. And maybe that's not...
We're fortunate in Wisconsin, we can use 22 centerfire for deer. So if I loaded the right 22 Hornet bullet, and I saw the deer come up, I'd be like, okay, that'll work.
Jim, any thoughts on your drilling?
I read drilling and thought it was just a typo of just a custom-made drill.
3-barreled gun.
Makita.
And then I was just, I was like, oh, yeah, I guess I'd just get a
Bavarian.
A really nice, okay.
Yeah, 3-barrel gun, Bavarian. Typically, they're side-by-side shotgun with a centerfire underbarrel, but they could be any combination.
It could be anything.
Any combination.
Why wouldn't you do like 20, 410, 30-06?
You could.
Well, there's mine.
Fair enough.
I'm pretty sure that I just satisfied 12, 410, 30-06.
Big, little, and middle.
Yeah. There you have it.
C Young _34 or Cy Young _34. Maybe he's pitcher.
An award.
Has there been any industry update on the reloadability of the 7mm Backcountry, and do you believe that the round can survive if this is never readily available to the public? To that question, Ryan, I would say tune in to a very recent episode of the Vortex Nation podcast where we talk about the fact that you can reload for the 7 Backcountry. Dies are available.
As is loaded ammunition.
I know nothing about it. Is it a bimetal case or is it like
solid steel?
Solid steel.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's Federal's peak alloy case, and there's reloading data.
It's out.
It's out. It's a real thing. It exists. Jim, maybe this might be a question for you. Gamza 32019.
My God.
Are hunting overalls worth it versus regular pants for the cold weather? I say yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have them. I say yeah.
Man, if it's snowy, overalls, that's where it's at. Nobody likes getting snow down your pants. What are hunting? I guess hunting overalls just from a hunting company.
Bibs.
Do you guys foresee the 7mm Backcountry technology for the 6.5 Creedmoor? And do you guys predict? And what do you guys predict the performance will be?
I think you'll probably see something akin to it.
Similar.
Yeah. I think in the future, I would not at all be surprised, not even a little bit, if that case technology, and actually I'll lead this question a little bit. Head on over to Black Arc Munitions. John is working on a steel case. It's an NAS3 product. And stay tuned, because I might have some firsthand experience of a high-pressure 6.5 Creedmoor loading that will work and function in your factory 6.5 Creedmoor chamber. So it kind of does exist. The peak alloy, and so we're speaking specifically to Federal's design, I would not be at all surprised if in 3 to 5 years' time, like that is just an avenue and an option that we can go down.
Yeah, like
it's my fingers crossed hope.
Sure.
It's really going to add more choices. You're going to be like, oh, do I get cup and core bullets? Do I get homogeneous bullets? Then now you're talking about, am I getting peak alloy cases? Am I getting brass cases?
Why did you steal my printouts?
Because you were hiding them from me, Mark. I have nothing nefarious going on.
Look at me, Irish. I'm the captain now. That's what Ryan just said.
Colin _from_America. Who is the better shot, and why is it probably Mark?
Of all of us, that's funny because it is Mark. It is undoubtedly so.
But you
well,
got to
make. I don't
make
really know what you mean. Like, okay, I think I could give you guys a run for your money.
You're not talking
range,
basketball.
We're shooting a group, right? But
no. It's not just shooting groups.
No. Pistol, AR. That is Mr. Muckenhern, and I would think probably you too, for sure with the AR.
Mark will. You have to make a very crap shooting position at a weird angle at a small target. And Mark's like, forever away. Ding. Got it.
You're very complimentary.
Mark's got it. Whatever it is, he has the it factor.
Yeah.
When it comes to shooting.
And I would say in a narrow, on like a narrow, maybe hunting related type thing, which Ryan, you're a phenomenal shot. But I mean,
on a flat range, he could fool you with how many times he stands up and readjusts the whole setup to take one shot. But boy, oh boy, in the field, that man is a deadeye.
It's wild.
As long as we edit out from his life's footage, deer camp 2 years ago.
That was an anomaly.
An anomaly.
I still have some question marks.
I remember
about that.
thinking, I actually at one point got to see Mark shoot and miss a deer, and I remember thinking to myself, I have never seen that in my entire life. It has to be a problem with the gun.
Those two shots went they felt and looked absolutely great, and they went in the exact same spot right in front of that deer's chest.
Yeah.
Didn't even cut hair. I mean, it was close. But
so there you have it. If Mark misses something, shocking.
That's fine. But also, number one, you guys are both excellent shots. And Ryan, I've seen you shoot a pistol and an AR, like in dynamic situations, and very impressive. Okay. RTS_Proverbs. What is Mark's dream hunt, and who would he do it with? That's an easy one for me. Well, I've already done it, but I haven't.
Does he want you to answer it, or does he want Ryan and I to answer it?
Yeah, I think this is good.
Well, what do you think I'd want to do?
Mark's answer to this is, let me look at your eyes.
What do you see?
Mark wants to kill a 300+ inch Roosevelt elk. He wants to do it with Remy Warren and Mark's dad.
Very close.
Ryan was closer.
Roosevelt elk.
Yes.
In my home. So this is a hunt that I've done, right? So it's really just coming out successful. Roosevelt elk, home state, my dad and my brother. Archery.
Your brother?
Archery, Rosie. And dude, if we can get a 300, my goodness. But yeah, a mature Roosevelt bull with the bow with my dad and my brother.
Yeah.
That's it. Tyler James K. Mark, I live in Scottsbluff, Nebraska. Would a 16-inch Sig Cross with LHT on top be a good gun in the Sandhills? I think so. It'll get you, I think if it's going to be terminally do what you want it to do at the distance you intend to shoot. Ryan, any thoughts on that?
I own a Sig Cross. It's a neat rifle. I don't like how it feels. It's cold.
That's a personal thing, though.
Yeah. I'm not big on this folding gun thing. And like people have thrown tomatoes at me publicly for that. They're like, well, obviously you don't do a lot of backcountry hunting. And I just use a different sling technique and like whatever. It works really good. It would be a fine gun. It's a neat gun. It's very slow. So I shoot 140 ELDs out of it at 2470. That's what the factory barrel clocks with the 18-inch gun. So it's pokey. It's not a long-range gun. That wasn't why I bought it. It was more of a training tool. So when we're working on products like the new Razor 4-24 Impact, it's a more technical long-range precision rifle. That's what it's there for. It's a cute gun. Shoots very well. loses thermal stability at about 6 or 7 rounds. Got to let it cool. It's a neat gun.
Yeah,
they're cool.
I think if that's the platform / system that you've settled on, that's right for you.
Yeah,
it'll be great. And the LHT, I prefer the 3 to 15. I think there may be no finer optic. Will do everything you ever wanted to do hunting. T. Kane #2, T. Kane. Please, in all caps, need an update on the bitch cat. Have you found a limit to its power? Has Mark's tree grown big enough to replace all the paper he uses to print ads? No. But it is still alive.
When's the last time you watered it?
Nature waters it, Jim. Has he at long last purchased a suppressor?
Maybe
We'll
not.
get there. The people need to know. Absolutely love the podcast and look forward to every episode. So, and we did. We gave an update on the 6.5 BC.
That was T. Kane?
T. Kane.
Which is harder, Mark discontinuing bringing his notes or for him to buy a suppressor? I would say definitely the notes. Is the Tikkas still... Oh, sorry, I'm not doing the handles.
Are you just reading down the pages now?
No, these are all ones that I've highlighted.
Oh, okay.
KAO makes knives. Is the Tikkas still the best budget hunting rifle action? I'd say stay tuned.
That's a good point, Mark.
Stay tuned. I'm going to leave that as just a regular podcast, and I'm going to leave this next one as a regular podcast as well.
Holy smokes, we did get a lot of them.
Yeah,
We've been flipping pages forever. We're still
doing
like
fine.
7
Everything's
pages
fine.
left.
I'm going to go tell. Here's what I'm thinking, guys, because we do have a handful of pages left.
Speed round.
I'm going to go. We're at 123.
Yeah.
MJ's number. Michael
yes.
Jordan.
Yes.
Have you heard of him?
Get to the point.
Going to go tell 130, and then I think we're going to do a part due.
135.
Part due.
We'll never do it. That's like saying phase 2.
You ever see the movie Hot Shots Part Due?
135. Okay.
135 at least.
Andiamo.
Canon _gear Grimes 344A. What's one cartridge that's dead or fading away that you would bring back?
300 Wisdom. Just kidding. I wouldn't bring it back. Just kidding. It's not dead.
It's really all of those things. It's a little bit of all those things. It's a little bit of dead. It's a little bit alive.
So I kind of answered this on a spaghetti shootout episode in 375 Ruger. It's not dead. They still make rifles in it. It just needs to be more popular. It doesn't fill a void that I presently have. However, if Kimber would bring back the Talkeetna.
Oh, Kimber, if you're listening, bring back the Talkeetna.
Bring back the Talkeetna. Chamber it in 375 Ruger. Or Winchester, if you're listening, give me a Winchester Model 70 Extreme Weather SS with a set of sights on it. I want the same size that you put on the African model. Chamber it in 375 Ruger. I know it's not traditional. I know it's not Holland and Holland. Chamber it in 375 Ruger. I don't want a Model 77 Hawkeye. Period. I also don't want to have to build necessarily a custom control round feed gun. I do want it in a relatively lightweight package. That's what I want.
Hence the Talkeetna. Do you think that the 375 Ruger, which if just comparing, if I had no background and you just put them next to each other with all the facts, I would pick the 375 Ruger. If you told me to buy a 375, I would buy a 375 H&H because of the nostalgia. Do you think that's what it suffers from?
I think so.
Oh, this one comes from Bear Hunting Magazine. What's it going to take for Ryan to go on a bear hunt? You got to share your bro Mark's passion at some point. Also, with the scientific name being Ursus americanus. Wouldn't that make black bears the most American big game animal? We think so. It's in the name. Update, Ryan.
Why don't you find me at Divide Creek Outfitters next May, hunting with Ben, Nate, and Kyle. We're going bear hunting, boys.
You're going to love it. It's going to be like your whole new thing.
I know it.
Tell me how you like it.
I'm excited. Mostly, you know what? Because I love bear meat. I think it's outstanding. And I'm excited about that.
I've got some thawed in my refrigerator right now. I'm going to make a bear vegetable soup.
Do it.
I love bear meat. Bear meat.
Nanstar 32. What is a sunshade for, and why do I get one for free every time I buy a scope?
That's a really well-worded question.
Steve Rennell asked us the same question. Sunshade will help block low-angle and veiling glare from entering the objective of your rifle scope and keep you from whiting out under the right lighting conditions, or, well, rather the wrong lighting conditions.
Sure.
I also like them as a little standoff device to protect your lens. So for safety and protection of your optics, plus preventing low angle or veiling glare from entering your objective and whiting out your image.
Mm-hmm.
I generally leave mine at home, but there are situations where I've definitely wished that I've had it. Generally, like a rising sun, or the sun going down. One thing that I haven't thought about until right now, to potentially keep rain off your lens a little bit.
Oh, certainly. Yep.
Yeah. It's the difference between standing at the mouth of the cave and looking out at things and standing about 10 to 15 feet inside the cave and looking out at things.
What is your craziest Bren 330? What is your craziest VIP warranty story?
Trenton was here today.
Hi, Trent.
And I'm sorry that I couldn't dedicate as much time as you needed to you this morning, Trenton. It was very busy. We've seen a number of pistol powder loaded rifle cases turn guns into a liquid. We've had customers unfortunately lose limb and eyes and noses to them. And most recently had a gentleman. He had a Crossfire 2 6-24 by 50 mounted atop a 25-06 that was inadvertently charged with a pistol powder. It went nuclear. The receiver of that rifle turned into plasma. The scope looked mostly intact. Lenses turned to powder. Covered. We've seen house fires, car fires, IEDs, idiot brothers, bears, dogs, four-wheelers, trucks, horses.
We did that. We've done a few stories on these, but the one that he got kicked in the chest by a horse, and broke his binos.
Kicked in the binos.
Will
forever be a great catchphrase.
Yep.
Small rocks, pieces of bread, churches. We've seen every form of damage that you could conceive. But I'd have to say the craziest ones that I think we see are when guns go totally nuclear.
Well, and that is
after
a cautionary tale as well, and a good reminder.
Do not put H110 in your rifle cartridges unless it's 300 Blackout.
This is a unique one.
Yeah.
Jake Curie, Jakekieere. Usain Bolt and Joey Chestnut stand at the starting line. They must completely finish one hot dog and then complete a 100-meter dash. Who wins?
Usain Bolt.
That kind of speed.
Joey Chestnut will get the hot dog vaporized before Usain Bolt, I believe.
I think Usain Bolt could take his time, put the condiments on.
Here's the deal. Usain Bolt was never known for getting out of the blocks very quick. So it doesn't matter that Joey Chestnut's getting out first.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
While you're filling the air, I'm gonna say one here. This is from what did I do it? The Papist Hooligan, British Rook Rifles. I agree. I don't like shooting rook or crow, as we call them here in the United States of America. But rook rifles are neat as hell, and I think they're like cultural phenomenon. I've always wanted a rook rifle. I just haven't committed. Like, it's probably the only Holland & Holland I could ever afford is a Rook. And I think it would be just awesome. I would be so happy to do that.
They call crows rooks?
Well, a Rook is a type of corvid. Yeah, so along the same lines as the crow.
Does it sound like a
crow shooting as like predator control? Like over in Scotland, I was learning was
Big
a pretty popular thing. Oh, can I bring? I'm bringing my cartridge back that I want to bring back. I forgot to mention that. 17 Remington Fireball.
Nice.
Yeah, I like it. There, I said it.
Did you make a selection?
Yeah, this is a good one. Jim_Bead, can a 25-yard range offer any real substantial training opportunities for someone looking to shoot long range when shooting outside in the winter might not be feasible?
I read that one. I like that one.
I'd say yes when it comes to trigger press, form.
Marksmanship type stuff.
Yeah. Here's what's cool about 25-yard ranges, and especially if you have a good 22. Your adjustments, and you can scale this, you can do the math on this. You're going to be using targets that are very tiny, so like think pencil eraser diameter bulls. You're going to be manipulating your turrets an excessive amount, as if you are shooting long range. Because remember, as we decrease distance to from rifle to target, your adjustment requirement, like in terms of dial manipulation, is significantly more. So if we're shooting in MOA, a quarter MOA at 100 yards is approximately a quarter of an inch. At 25 yards, it's approximately a 16th of an inch. So if you were to print a piece of paper up and you were to have dots placed at random on it, you can use your reticle to figure out how much adjustment that you need. You can score yourself by making your bullseye just slightly larger than caliber, and then you can go through all your turret manipulations so that you can test yourself with mill reading. You can practice yourself on turret manipulations in general, keeping track of your zero, and then the finite motor skills required to execute a shot and not break the perf line on your target. Let's say a guy like me lived in a place that had very limited space to shoot, and I'm not saying I do, and you were going to shoot, say, I don't know, a CZ455 with a suppressor on it, a Razor 5-20 on it, and say, I don't know, like the segmented quiets from CCI, those real quiet ones, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you're in your basement.
Yeah, or like a backyard, and maybe you only had 40 yards to work with. Not that I do. It'd be a great choice. Yeah.
Great choice. Yeah. Absolutely. That'd be a great choice.
Yeah.
I like that choice, fine.
Norwegian gunslinger. Choose one caliber with a K. Love it. Caliber. One bullet for the rest of your shooting life. That's very simple for me. That is a .308 Winchester 130 grain Barnes TTSX.
I will say ditto.
I mean, I'm going with the 300 Wisdom.
Mark's going
naturally.
Big. Can't kill him too dead. More power, baby.
Absolutely.
I just want to be able to do everything with one gun.
And wants to do what he wants.
Exactly. There you go.
Keep going.
We're at 7. We're at 1:35.
3 more minutes.
Look at the time though of the day.
Yeah,
We
3 more
still have
minutes.
some time.
Okay. Mike Clark, 9783. I'm a lot of caliber stuff, Ryan. I'm looking at a big game Western rifle, and I have decided on 2 different cartridges: 280 AI or 7mm Backcountry. What say the Vortex gurus on this?
They are both awesome cartridges. Let me explain some challenges behind both. 280 AI has extremely limited factory potential, as does 7 Backcountry in the grand scheme of cartridges. What's out there for both is well optimized. And whether that's a Nosler factory loading, a Hornady, no, Hornady doesn't have 280 actually, do they? No, they don't. I don't think they do.
Maybe I'd have to look that up.
I think they do.
I think they do.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Barnes has a 152 280 AI. Like, it's a sweet load. I think if you find the right 280 AI factory gun that's fairly tolerant, that's a pretty easy solution. I don't think it's any better than 7 Backcountry from like an availability standpoint. It's probably in the same camp. The 7 BC, the trepidation that people have right now is, there it is right there, 162. You know what? I should know that because I have that ammo. I'm a moron.
It's a Hornady 162 grain ELDX.
162 ELDX. The 7BC factory loadings right now are dialed. There is not a bullet in that offering that doesn't make sense to somebody somewhere. So whether you're shooting the 175 Fusion, which will kill anything in North America that you want, or if you want to shoot the Terminal Senses, 168 LRXs or the 195 Burgers, it's good to go. If I was going to pick, like, it's probably 7BC only because the configuration of rifle is such that you end up with a lighter, shorter, handier package without sacrificing an ounce of performance. My best 280 AI load does not match a 7BC in performance. And my 280 AI is a 25-inch finish length barrel. The 7BC is a 16.
Ooh.
16, 18, 20.
Yeah. I'll be putting together an 18-inch gun.
For all of those reasons, Ryan, I'm going modern and I'm going with the 7BC. And even with its at press time.
Limited.
They're both
limited.
Bullet, like limited ammo options.
You know what you're getting into with both of those cartridges. Right. Like, that's a good point, Mark.
But in the federal lineup, there's 4 bullets that I really like.
175 Fusion. Oh, yeah. Yep. Good answer.
One of them's going to really work.
Yeah.
WRG.outdoors. When does Mark grow a full beard back?
Yes, please.
I have a beard.
No. Like more beard.
Like the coyote hunt beard? I don't know if I can do that again.
Why?
Got a little crazy.
Come on.
Should we keep?
He couldn't handle all the attention.
1 minute, 40 seconds. I know Ryan has been messing with the 6mm arc and has done some hunting with it. I just got one and I'm running the 95 grain Barnes LRX bullets in it. I would like to take it on a spring black bear hunt this coming year. I've got some thoughts on this, but would like your opinion on it as a black bear cartridge.
Well, it's funny you asked. I had a similar podcast listener reach out to me, would have been last year or just after the release of that video. Young son wanted to hunt a bear. We wanted to be very recoil conscious, and we still wanted a reliable terminal package.
What type of black bear hunt, though?
That was a bait sit, I believe.
Okay. So close range.
Yep, close range. And I believe he ended up with the 90 grain Hornady CX, but a monolithic no less, which I think when we're working with a cartridge as marginal as this is a good way to think about things. Guess what? Killed an awesome bear, killed it very dead. So I think the cartridge absolutely has viability. And something to remember is, like, guys kill bears with bows. So don't subscribe to energy as something that is a super important metric in this. I think you're keen on your bullet selection, especially that 95 LRX. It's got a lower function window than the CX. It's got a lower function window than the TTSX. It's a devastating projectile. And if you keep your shot distances reasonable, and by that I say probably 300 and in, and adhere to that, and you target structure, or hit them hard in the heart and the lungs, you're going to be fine.
I don't know. I would, in my opinion, I guess this is where I've shot bears with, bigger caliber stuff, but I do not target structure with bears unless I maybe had a quartering 2 shot where I was going to
break down to get into the good.
Yeah. And even with my big stuff, man, I go maybe, 4, I'd say 2 to 6 inches behind the shoulder. A lot of guys say middle of middle.
I need to go look more at their anatomy.
I have a hard time doing that. Their vitals do go pretty far back. I think a lot of bears get lost because of the old adage of shoot them in the shoulder. And I think they're likely killing that bear, but they're not getting into the good stuff. Shoot them in the lungs. That's what I say. And I guess to add to that, not the same thing, but a good buddy of mine shot numerous bears with a 6XC.
Sure. I think if you were going to...
What's that thing cooking at, though?
It's significantly higher. It's much closer to 243. If you're going to be running into further shot distances, consider a bullet like a Tip Game King, an ABLR, an ELD. I'd actually pick the ELD over the ELDX. Something that is going to be a little more disruptive, but this is not a cartridge that is like a mythical. This kind of reminds me of 6.5 Creedmoor when it first came out. You guys are like, it's a 900-yard elk gun.
Right.
Be mindful of what it is, and I think you'll be fine.
Well, and like, and we don't have the context of this hunt. Is it a bait hunt?
Yeah.
Is it a Western spring bear hunt? Because you can just hunt bears in so many different ways. Is he hunting with dogs?
Are you just looking for the ones with the blue highlighter on them, Mark?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. They should jump out on the page.
They do, but I'm skipping some of those as well, Ryan. FYI.
We only have like
That
2
means
more
for your
pages. We got it,
There's like 4 more pages. Fast fit 5.5 38 Matt Fast Twist 25-06 with heavy bullets versus 25 Creed and 257 Weatherby.
25 Creed.
That's what I'd go with.
Yep.
This answer is no. Underscore Spencer underscore 01 underscore is 308 a viable plains game cartridge? Thinking of taking the 130 TTSX 308 in the future. It would never work.
I've killed them whitetails. I've killed them mule deers. I've killed them pronghorns. I've killed coyotes with the 130 TTSX. That covers you from jackal to...
You've shot the North American plains game.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely yes. Short answer is absolutely yes.
I agree with that. I was just...
Yeah, doing what you do.
I guess I know what I'd say here. And a lot of 7 BC questions. Finesse underscore rods must be a angler, probably a fly fisherman. What kind of barrel life do you expect out of the 7 Backcountry? Ryan, I don't see it being any too much different than your typical 7s.
No. Better than 28 Nosler.
There you go. Yeah.
On par with 7 Rem Mag.
So the 7 Backcountry and the 7 Rem Mag are the same.
Yep. No.
A little Freudian slip there.
Jim.
I'm going to do 2 more. That's it.
Okay, and then Jim will do one.
It's not, no.
I'm the only one who doesn't get to do one.
Underscore pumpkin underscore eater. As someone who is raised by hardcore whitetail hunters that didn't necessarily make it very fun as a kid, what are some of the best ways to get youngsters hunting?
Start a deer camp.
Start a deer camp.
Yeah.
And I would say this.
Make them shoot does.
Here's what I hear a lot of time, and I kind of subscribe to this, and I really wish I didn't. People say, "Well, I don't want to make it not fun and have them not get into it." And I think that's a recipe for having them not get into it. I think and again, do as I say, not as I did, and I think you just make it part of your lifestyle. It's not a, hey, do you want to go do this? It's, this is what we're going to do today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You're the captain, and then they just grow up, well, this is what we do as a family. They have fun. It's a family affair. Hopefully it's a family affair. Boy, I think if the mom goes, that's a huge thing. And I guess I'm speaking it from, I have a 2 daughters perspective.
Mm-hmm.
I think honestly, not to be whatever, but I think if you have boys, it's going to be an easier job.
I'll say this. What made me excited about deer hunting as a youngster. So we couldn't hunt until I was 12 in Minnesota. That was the law. But from the age of 6 up, we used what was grouse camp as actually the pre-work for deer camp. So grouse camp was like 14 October through 18 October. And we would drive up to the deer camp where my father, his brother, and their mutual buddy Joe would go hang stands, clear shooting lanes, and like you just had shotguns along with it, right? So there was like this anticipatory bit where we're up there prepping for this grand adventure of deer hunt. And then as I got older and closer to the hunting age, it was like my dad said, you're going to select your stand in this area. And we'd like find the tree. And then we'd build the stand and we'd cut the shooting lanes, and I'd have to go up there and be immersed in it and like, no, cut that tree, trim that branch, etc. I fell out of love with whitetail hunting for a number of reasons. What got me back into it though, and excited for it now on an annual basis, is Jim's deer camp. And it's the camaraderie part. It's the BS. It's the afterwards, we've got a giant pile of whitetails that we have to turn into packaged goods. That brought me back into it. And like, that makes me excited. I don't go out of my way to go hunt deer by myself, not whitetails. But I do go out of my way to hunt whitetails with you. And so to Mark's point, like, make it an involved thing so that like, you're not just sitting them out there in a tree.
Well, and I'm gonna add to what I said, what I was talking about. And I get stuck because, like, big game hunting is definitely where I focus. Don't do big game hunting first. Do small game.
Yeah.
Squirrels, rabbits,
yep.
waterfowl,
yep.
Upland birds. If you can, if they can
yep.
walk. Maybe something where you don't have to be so quiet.
Yeah. Mine was rabbits and waterfowl for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, waterfowl. Perfect. You're in the duck blind. You're hanging out. You can talk.
I would say that you got to find what it is that your kid likes and then try and incorporate that thing into hunting. Because I just think that you have so many different types of personalities. And so there isn't one way to do hunting. And I think that a lot of times what's lauded and sort of regarded as this, like, the way to do hunting, because it's looked at very, what's the word? It's like you put it on a pedestal. It's really cool.
Prestigious?
Something like that is like solo hunting, going out and just being one with the nature and having all these, being the MacGyver of hunting scenarios and, like, bending down and picking up a twig and being like, oh, this is going to happen with the deer. And I think for some people, like, some people are just born and bred the way that their brain was wired. They are a predator, and they would have been many, many moons ago, like the hunter in their camp. And so it's not hard. You just say, like, we're going to go hunting, and they're going to be excited for it. But I think, so for me, I am not that interested in going hunting by myself because there's too much else going on. I have other stuff that I like to do more, if I'm honest. And so if I have free time, it's going to be hard to get me to go out by myself. But, so to the deer camp thing, like you were talking about, Ryan, which I'm touched that you said that. I can't believe that I helped get you back into whitetail hunting. It's great. Like, if I'm going to go with my buddies, I've gone hunting with you guys, some of the best times of my life.
Sure.
Because it's with friends. So it's like, if you want your kid to really enjoy it, hey, maybe just admit the fact that, like, they have a best friend in life and they like to do stuff together. So then just try and be like, hey, you want to invite a friend and then come out and go hunting with your best buddy? Or, maybe there's some other thing that they really like. If you're like our neighbor out at the farm who we talked about before, JP, with his AI technology and creating a GPT and feeding it maps and wind and weather and pictures and videos and all these different things, and then basically coming up with his, like, super tech version of, like, where to sit. I mean, you make it's like a puzzle at that point. So if your kid's super techie, just be like, hey, here's a bunch of information. I want you to do your thing and see if you can beat this little challenge. So that's kind of my answer to it. And
he is now the intel officer of the group.
He is.
Yeah.
So I'll be curious when our kids grow up, like, what each one of their things is, and see how I can meld that into getting them outside.
One more, Mark.
Are you going to keep making me do one more?
I think you're catching on.
Okay. Lucas.Holder. 22 LR versus 22 Meg versus 17 HMR. What is your pick, and what rifle would you want it in? Mine is tough. 22 LR and a Ruger Model 96.
That's what his was, or that's yours?
No, that's his.
The answer is
a little bit, depending on what it's for.
Yeah,
but
the answer is 22 LR.
Yeah,
I concur.
If I was to have a gun in 22 LR, pretty darn hard to beat a 1022 if you got one that's a hammer. If I just had my own thing, it'd be a Steyr Zephyr. An old Steyr Zephyr.
Makes sense.
But I have enough magazines that if I lose one, I don't need to spend $200 on one. Socko Quad would also be okay.
No joke, I'm going with the 22, and also a shameless plug, I'm going with the 22 LR customized 1022 that we did for the squirrel hunt.
Sure.
The one that you made.
It's so cool.
And
it's like it's great for. I think it's great for hunting, but it's also great for target. It's also great for practicing your long range. I mean, that is a multi-purpose firearm.
I will say that I got that CZ457 and I got the 17 HMR integrally suppressed barrel.
Oh, sweet.
And I think that thing is so cool.
I was looking for another one of those barrels. They're gone, and it's so sad.
It is sad.
Yeah.
It is sad. I don't know why I didn't get it in the 22. I just have a standard 22 barrel, but I got the integrally suppressed 17 HMR barrel, and I just think it is the cat's meow.
I think I was going to hit up Matt the other day, Matt Peterson Precision, and just see what it would take to make an IS barrel.
You can. Someone can.
Oh, I know. Like, we can. He doesn't have an EDM, and I think that's the best way to do it instead of drilling. But it's all there.
It's just 3D print a barrel.
I was thinking about that the other night, too. I have some ideas.
Why aren't we doing more of that?
Don't have a 3D printer for that.
No. Why isn't the world doing that? Why isn't we should be 3D? Everybody's 3D
You're
printing.
supposed to be looking for questions.
Suppressors.
The clock.
I've got
Everybody's
two.
3D printing
you guys-
suppressors. We should just 3D print more integrally suppressed barrels.
Stand by.
Okay.
That sounds cool.
We'll talk to Don.
Yeah.
Needham 5586. What Creedmoor would you choose if you could only have one?
6.5.
In your opinion, what is the best all-around optic for hunting, target, and budget-friendly?
Oh.
Hunting target
Also 6.5 Creedmoor.
and budget friendly.
Or I'm agreeing with you.
Probably
100%.
what, the Viper HD with the exposed elevation turret?
3 to 15. Yeah. VPR-31502.
We are all on the exact same page.
Yep.
Somewhat similar, perhaps.
Well, if it's the same, get a doozy, man.
Well, this guy says, Nader V97, which Diamondback or Viper level variable power optic to maximize the Midwest whitetail capabilities of my 308 Win Howa M1500? Hunting primary use, but target shooting up to 400 or 500 yards.
Same.
Same answer.
Same.
Yeah,
That's what I was
VPR 31502.
Yep. So that's the Viper HD 3 to 15 with the exposed turret. Matthews Fabrication. Why is cheek weld so important to see perfectly through any optic?
Let me tell you. Well, Matthews Fabrication, because it is. Index points on your rifle are as critical as index points on your bows. It helps with recoil mitigation. It helps with eye alignment behind the eye box, which is going to improve the user experience, the driving experience, if you will.
Getting on target.
Yep.
More efficiently.
And let me tell you something, listeners of this podcast. If you have a rifle that you find the comb height too low, which is most, and whether you have a wood or synthetic stock, and you're looking for an economical solution that is adjustable and useful, I want you to head on over to this great website, Matthews Fabrication. Pick up one of the Matt's Fab's cheek risers. He's got a variety of them. I have recommended these things forever. They are a drill option, but they're tasteful and very functional.
Drills aren't scary.
Nope, they are not. Once you poke the first hole in it, you're totally cool. Do it again. Great products. Again, super affordable.
Drills are very scary.
Intelligent
Not scary
design. I recommend Matt's Fab probably once a week. Great product. Thanks for sneaking into the old comment section.
That was clever.
Dirty dog.
That's guerrilla marketing at its finest.
Okay, we're just going to get through these now at this point.
That's right.
You guys have... Tolly Marsa 1A is the 338 Federal, the perfect black bear cartridge, especially for driving.
I don't know. What's your favorite cartridge to shoot while driving? Mine would be 9mm.
I have shot while driving 9, 22, 12.
Careful.
45 ACP, 308 Winchester, 223.
You don't know what he did.
If I shot anything bigger than
I
that. To get to the spirit of the question.
I think Tolly Marsa A1A might be a Pennsylvania guy.
Could be doing black bear drives. 338 Federal is a wildly effective cartridge. One probable shortcoming it has is bullet technology designed for 338 Win Mag it's a bit robust. So the 338 Fed with the right bullet can drive a pretty hard argument for that. And if I was going to pick anything, it'd be a 160 grain Barnes TTSX or a 185 AccuBond. Both of those bullets can be pushed pretty hard out of that cartridge. Like that 160 TTSX out of a 22-inch gun is probably going to hit 3,000 feet per second, and that is a mean bastard, like mean. So, yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tony ZHU 403. How was Deer Camp 2025? Was it on tape? No, we didn't record it. It was phenomenal. But we did podcast about it.
We did, yeah.
Yesterday. So we'll get you'll have an audio recording.
It went great, thank you.
Guys,
How was yours? How was yours, Tony? Tony Cacciatore.
We have 2 left, guys.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Oh, it's Tony Satcheries, isn't it? I always said Cacciatore.
I don't know which one to do. Okay. I'm gonna go here because I don't want to end with what could be considered as potential negativity.
Do it.
Adam Norton _tracks why internal energy dump is more important than pass through.
Well, it's not. It can be. That depends on where that energy is being put.
And also, I'd say the type of bullet, because a controlled expansion bullet built to expand, stay together, drive, likely pass, break bone, pass through, do all the things. Very different than an FMJ that would just pass through.
That's correct. Energy transfer methodology is key to Mark's point. Why I don't subscribe to the energy thought anymore, because I picked the wrong bullet that was designed to do maximum energy transfer. That internal energy dump hit structure, did not get penetration, dumped all 3,000 foot-pounds of energy onto it, and it was ineffective. My thought process these days is I have a bullet, and I'm going to use Barnes as a great example, but also Nosler AccuBonds.
I was shocked.
Nosler AccuBonds, Federal's Terminal Ascent, Sears Tip Game King, Hornady's Inner Bond, Hornady's Inner Lock. Any bullet, to Mark's point, that is designed with some structure in mind to get through to the other side. You let a lot of blood out, you let a lot of air in. That's an important thing.
Depending on shot angle, you're going to traverse a lot of that animal too.
Yeah, that's right. And I think the more things you can touch that result in death, the better. And I think the more opportunity you have to fill a thoracic cavity with air while expelling blood is better. And sometimes you don't get to start on the good stuff. You have to get to the good stuff.
There you go. Another caliber one. Focus. This is the last one, guys. Oh, are we going to get in right under 2 hours? We'll see. Focus 787. What is the weirdest or most niche caliber / gauge you would like to try hunting with? How are you going to get weird with it?
I don't know.
5.7 by 28.
I guess, yeah. What am I going to hunt with that?
Deers.
Am I?
Good.
Then I'm going to have to load it.
No.
What am I shooting a deer with?
B-Maxes.
What?
Yeah.
What's happening?
It would work.
I've
seen it done. I've seen it.
Everything that you just described.
But that bullet, that velocity band acts controlled expansion.
Really?
Yep.
What distance? Close?
Ooh, probably 15 in.
Yeah, like close.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It'd be risky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I have that thing. That thing bumps around in the truck, like to shoot coyotes with.
I seen it.
Okay, I guess there's mine. Ryan answered for me. Thank you, Ryan.
I don't know. Maybe still hunt deer with a 35 Whelen.
Oh, Mark.
That's
hello.
Remarkably specific and classy answer.
I once passed on a Cesar Guarini 32 gauge. That would have been probably the sexiest grouse gun that I could have owned. And I have, and still do, check Guns International on a fairly routine basis for a 32 gauge. I think that would be a tops upland gun. I've killed whitetails with a lot of different things. So I'm gonna make it about the birds, and I'm gonna make it a lightweight odd gauge, and 32 gauge is that. So right between a 410 and a 28.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
32 gauges for the birds, huh?
Yeah. That gun was beautiful. Man, that thing had a piece of walnut on it, and I let it go.
Shoot.
Rats.
I was going to say something else. Well, there you have it, everybody. We've nearly exhausted our list of questions. Like I said, there's some really good ones in there that I feel like could have been their own podcast. Going through the questions that we just went through, we basically did at least 2 podcasts or 12 10-minute talks. No, just two 10-minute talks, actually.
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody, for writing in with your questions. And also, thanks for all the comments and all the support.
Some great ideas for some future podcasts. You guys are going to listen to Tool's Lateralis album.
Yeah. We appreciate you. Like and subscribe. A lot of people ask for that. We never ask for that. Probably should like and subscribe.
Way to be a YouTuber.
Yeah. And can't thank you enough for the questions. They're awesome. They're great questions. So thank you.
Yeah.
We out of here?
We out.
All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks everybody for listening. Until next time, happy hunting and shooting. Maybe it'll be with a 32 gauge. We don't know. We'll catch you on the next one.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye. There you have it, folks. Thank you very much for listening. As usual, give this video a like if you liked it, comment something below, and give us a subscribe to the Vortex Nation podcast channel. It would mean a lot to us. Also, why don't you give us a follow over on Instagram while you're at it, at Vortex Nation Podcast. We'd love to hear from you over there, and we'll keep you updated with all kinds of cool photos and videos from our adventures that we do here. Otherwise, we will see you on the next one. Thank you again. Happy hunting and shooting, everybody. Have a good one.